Today's coaster countdown is of the top 7 roller coasters at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. This is one of those parks that has a great collection of rides. They are very diverse and there really are some great thrilling attractions here. Getting things started with number 7 is the Kiddie coaster Grover's Alpine Express. This is a kid's ride. There's really not much to say about it, so it naturally is coming in last place. Number 6 is Alpengeist, and I think this is definitely going to start some debate. Now, I have some valid reasoning for this. This may be the tallest inverted coaster out there. Without a doubt, this thing is definitely a headbanger and it has some rough elements. Yes, I'm looking at you, Cobra Roll. Also, that transition into the mid-course brake run definitely slams you into your over-the-shoulder restraint. I'm honestly just not a big fan of this ride. Now, I have had some good experiences on this coaster. Every once in a while, I get a good ride, and when that happens, it's often because I'm in the front row and Alpengeist just decided to run well that day. So if you want to have a good experience, I would without a doubt recommend the front row. If you want to ride in the back row, then be prepared to want to throw up. And this is one of those coasters that is not very re-rideable. You might be able to ride it twice, but no more than that. Any more will just make you want to puke. I've ridden much better inverted coasters than this. Just because it's the tallest or the fastest doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. Number 5 is the Loch Ness Monster with its interlocking loops. This ride is a classic. It's one of the best coasters that Arrow has produced. The loops are very fun, and these days it's running very smooth. As of the 2015 season, I found the coaster to be running smoother than it was in 2014. The helix is always fun, the loops are enjoyable, the drop is good. It's nothing to shout at, however it's an original ride, and it's one of those coasters that you just gotta ride when you're at the park. Number 4 is a great family coaster, it's Verbolten. What's great about this coaster is how it has indoor elements but also outdoor elements. It features 2 launches and the only vertical drop track section in the United States. Plus the theming is outstanding. It's some of the best theming on any coaster anywhere. Coaster fans of all ages and sizes will be able to ride this fun coaster and see if they're brave enough to brave the Black Forest. Number 3 is the newest coaster at Busch Gardens. New for 2015, it's Tempesto. You can find this coaster right next to Apollo's Chariot, and it features 3 launches. One that sends you up, and then you fall back down. You then proceed to launch backwards, and then you fall back, and then you launch forwards, and you go through the entire section of track, which includes a 0G roll at the very top, and then you dive straight down into a non-inverting loop. It's a very compact ride, but it's very fun. It's one of Busch Gardens' most intense coasters. Number 2 is the Griffin, the B&M dive coaster. It's the tallest dive coaster in the United States and features 2 inversions, 2 Immelmans. Of course, the gimmick with this coaster is that it holds you at the top so that you're looking straight down 90 degrees, and it holds you there for 5 seconds before dropping you, and then you dive straight under a bridge. This is one of the smoothest coasters ever. Now, this ride very much is a one-trick pony. It holds you over the drop and then dives straight down. That's its trick, that's its gimmick. However, the rest of the ride still is fun. It ends up dropping you again, and then you go through a second Immelman, and then to conclude the ride, you go through some water breaks that shoot up water in the air. It's one of those coasters that is very visually appealing. It's very cool looking. And in my opinion, it's the most intense coaster at Busch Gardens. And taking number 1 is Apollo's Chariot, the B&M Hyper Coaster. This coaster will launch you out of your seat with lots of floater airtime. Boy, is it a long ride. This is a great front seat coaster and a back seat coaster. Either way, you're getting some big air, and it is just a really fun ride. It doesn't get much better than this. That is why I have put Apollo's Chariot as Busch Gardens Williamsburg's number 1 coaster.